Things to see and experience in Sri Lanka. If you are a nature lover, you may like to visit this awesome rainforest. According to IUCN, Sinharaja is the country's last primary tropical rainforest. And also Sinharaja has been recognized as World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Sri Lankan blue magpie or Ceylon magpie is an endemic species of Sri Lanka. This species classified as being endangered. They reside up in the dense forest canopy in the rainforests of Sri Lanka. Climbing Adams Peak can be done from the month of November until the full moon day in May. There are plenty of routes could be taken to reach the crest. One of the main routes begins from the trailhead called Nalathaniya. Banana boat ride is a safe but yet exciting upcoming water sports mainly based in Bentoda. Sometimes you are being plummeted into the water while riding on this long air-filled banana-shaped inflatable. Banana boat is pulled by high-speed motor boat. Up to 7 people can ride this boat at a time. Grand colonial buildings, wide boulevards, luxury waterfront hotel chains and the chic air of Colombo offer you an unforgettable experience of an emerging sophisticated city. Being a busy buzzy bird, you can expect a lot from this little city. Some of the must-visit places in Colombo are Gall Face Green where you can enjoy street foods of Sri Lanka at its best, and then to the Independence Memorial Hall Square, Petta Floating Market, Town Hall which is a replica of White House and Old Dutch Hospital. The downtown area is an array of fine dining restaurants where you could have scrumptious delicacies. National parks in Sri Lanka offer you a top-notch wildlife experiences. Some of the popular national parks are Yala, Udawalawe, Wilpatu, Minaria, Wisgamua and Galoya where you can spot some of the Sri Lankan Big Fives. Sri Lankan Big Fives are leopard, sloth bear, Asian elephant, blue whale and last but not least the sperm whale. Out of these 5 magnificent animals, you can spot leopard, sloth bear and Sri Lankan elephant inside the national parks of Sri Lanka. Whilst on safaris in the national parks of Sri Lanka, you could also see some of the other animals such as herds of spotted deer, mugger crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles, wild boars and heaps of bird species. Some of the national parks boast of nearly 200 species of birds, of which 150 are endemic. Due to the vast coastline, Sri Lanka can be known as an excellent place to participate in exciting deep-sea fishing. As similar to all other sea-based activities in Sri Lanka, deep-sea fishing depends on the season. While the western and southern coasts are accessible from November to April, the east coast is ideal for doing deep-sea fishing from April to September. You could embark on your fishing trip in the coastal areas such as Negombo, Galle, Marissa, Bentoda as well as in Trincomalee. You can feel the excitement of your journey no sooner you plunge into the wicker basket. Though you had other air travels, hot air ballooning is memorable because you cannot feel the movements from the very beginning of being lifted off and then throughout the entire journey. It is peaceful, fun, exciting and amazing. Candi Asala Perahera. To experience the ultimate cultural festive air of the city, you have to plan your itinerary during the months of July or August when the Candi Perahera is held each year for consecutive 10 days. The Perahera is one-of-a-kind cultural ritual that cannot be observed anywhere else in the world. It is all about mighty tuskers caparisoned exotically, booming drums, fire performers twirling and eating roaring fire, the uproar of whip crackers, elegant cultural dancing and many other eye candies. Built by the King Kashyapa in 477 AD, as a safe harbor to escape from his enemies, Sigiriya is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites on the island. Climb to the top of the rock through the iron walkways to witness the unbelievable architectural expertise of the builders of the fortress. The famous mirror wall is crafted out of porcelain and it is said to be as reflective as a mirror once it was polished to such a shine that makes it casts back the frescoes of king's concubines. Flanked by 2 huge lion paws, Lion Gate, is through which you are going to make your final push to the summit where the monarchical citadel was decades and decades ago. After climbing down to the basement of Rock Fortress, set out to the nearest vendor who sells king coconut and slake your thirst with this God-made beverage. Sweeter than regular coconuts, king coconut water, known as one of the most nutritious natural drink you can ever find. The legendary royal city of Polonnaruwa is located 229 kilometers east of country's commercial hub Colombo. It came to the fore after the kingdom of Anuradhapura, which was destroyed in 993. More accessible and better preserved than its predecessor, its temples, palatial palaces, sky-high stupas, sanctuaries and rock sculptures are clustered in groups around the bustling town and boast some superb examples of master craftsmanship of the time. Home to the Sacred Tooth relic of Buddha, the famed Temple of the Sacred Tooth is the top crowd pleaser in the city of Kandy. Situated 150 kilometers away from Colombo with mulish mist shrouding the peaks of the hills, the city is a bliss with rolling tea estates, mountainous landscapes and cultural heritage. Early in the morning or in the evening, you could take a walk along the mesmerizing Kandy Lake. Nuwara Eliya is located 166 kilometers away from bustling Colombo. You could see lush terraced hills blanketed in tea plantations occupied with tea-plucking women wearing colorful saris. The most memorable way to get here is to take the scenic train ride from Kandy that winds up the hills through the plantations, offering breathtaking vistas of the lush surroundings. The cooler climate is perfect to soothe your body and soul. The best way to experience the train ride fully is to travel in a second-class reserved carriage. The reason is that first-class compartment is an air-conditioned, hence the windows are sealed off. But if you are traveling in second class, you could feel the gentle touch of the chilly breeze. And the other advantage is, you could have perfect snapshots of the breathtaking sceneries. Ella is yet another awe-spinning destination you can explore during your hill country visit, and it is the ideal place to kick off your hiking desires. If you are looking for several amazing hours with complete isolation from people, you must visit the Little Adams Peak. Dive into total seclusion and serenity of natural beauty amidst whipping winds and beautiful panoramic views. The entire area looks like a backdrop of a romantic movie, but still so real. Situated just 15 minutes away from Ella town, the Nine-Arch Bridge is also known as the Bridge in the Sky, as it lays on the towering stony pillars. This viaduct bridge consists of 9 arches, hence the name, Nine-Arch Bridge. It is one of the best examples of colonial-era railway construction in the country. Sri Lanka is a unique hiking and trekking destination. There are trails which suit for everyone. You could opt from easiest walk to arduous hikes whist on your tour. Or, you could merely do trekking and hiking throughout the tour. Sri Lanka has over 400 waterfalls which can be discovered whilst on your expedition. Some of the best hiking and trekking trails are Horton Plains and World's End, Knuckles Mountain Range, Mimure, Paduringala, Adams Peak. Come and try some of these. If you are a person who is fond of adrenaline pumped-up activities, whitewater rafting would come in handy for you. However, you ought to have the ability to swim against the rapidly flowing water in case if you plunged into the rapids due to the sudden jolts. The ideal place to fulfill your yearning desire towards water sports is Kitulagala, which was used as a movie location in early days to film David Lean's 1957 epic movie called Bridge on the River Kwai. Kitulagala is located between Colombo, Kandy and the tea country of Sri Lanka. Galle is a city full of delights that you should explore on foot. The Dutch fort, which was built in 1588, is a place that will give you a glimpse into the history of the city. The Galle harbor, which is one of the most important points in the naval affairs at the time, is still in use and will show you another side of Galle's lifestyle. It's one of the most popular beach towns in Sri Lanka that offers you everything you wish to enjoy in a beach holiday, from lavish hotels, world-class spas, restaurants and bars with the right ambience. Being a jewel to the southern coast of Sri Lanka, Galle is a beach town rich in nature, culture and colonial vibe. You may like to photograph stilt fishermen silhouetted against the horizon at dawn or dusk. If so, the coastal belt of down south would be the ideal area to fulfill your desire. You could witness the stilt fishermen fishing while perching on wooden poles from dusk to dawn. This traditional method of fishing can be seen prominently in the southern coastal areas such as Kogala, Kathalua and Ahangama. This method of fishing dates back to the era just after World War II. Are you a whale watching enthusiast? Marissa is one of the best places for whale watching in Sri Lanka. Most of the time sightings are occurred 3 to 6 miles off Marissa. As you may know already, Sri Lanka and Marissa are in the world's top hot spots for sperm and blue whales. Normally season for doing whale watching in Marissa is from November to April. Do you know Sri Lanka is globally known as one of the few places in the world to observe marine turtles in their natural habitats? There are 7 marine turtle species in the world, out of which 5 species can be found in Sri Lanka. These magnificent reptiles come shoreward in Rakawa to lay their eggs, including green, loggerhead, hawksbull, olive ridley and leatherback. You could possibly have the sightings of these rare animals along the coastal areas such as Koskoda, Habaradua and Hikadua. Are you keen on diving under the water seeking most mysterious secrets laying on? Your professional instructor will ensure your absolute safety and enjoyment. There are plenty of breathtaking diving sites for doing scuba diving around the island. Namely, they are Hikadua, Weligama, Trincomalee, Unawatuna, Bintota and Kalpadia. Sri Lanka is one of the most iconic places for surfing, as the surfing season lies through the calendar year. Finest beach breaks in Sri Lanka cater to beginners and experts to glide over the huge swells. In Sri Lanka, surfing basically can be done on northwest coast, west coast, down south and southeast coast. Some of the popular places for surfing in Sri Lanka are Kalpadia, Negombo, North Jetty, Beni, Main Reef, Inside Reef, River Mouth, Galle, Weligama and Arugambay. There are much more things to see and do here in Sri Lanka, such as yoga, snorkeling, traditional pottery making, fish markets, kite surfing, Sri Lankan spices and so forth. We could even discuss about the things that Sri Lanka has to offer you for years. However, until we meet in our next video, have pleasant dreams about your next holiday destination. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our channel. It means a lot to us. Cheers until our next meeting.